You are holding a small miracle, a smartphone, a window to the world. It connects you to friends, family, and endless information. But behind its smooth glass and bright screen lies a hidden story. This story isn't about silicon chips or clever software, it's about the Earth itself and the immense cost paid by the environment and people far away. Every time your phone vibrates or displays vibrant colors, rare Earth elements are at work. These elements are the secret ingredients that make our technology powerful and small. They're in the magnets, the polished glass, and the very core of our devices. Our demand for smaller, faster, and more powerful gadgets drives a global appetite for these materials. The journey of rare earths from the ground to your pocket is harsh. Extraction and processing are where the real damage happens. In pursuit of these materials, landscapes become toxic wastelands, rivers run with chemical sludge, and air thickens with dust. This is the unseen side of our digital revolution, a dark secret embedded in our devices. As we move toward electric cars and wind turbines, demand for rare earths is set to explode. The problem is more urgent than ever. The story of your smartphone is not just about features or brands, it's about a global challenge. It forces us to ask, what is the true cost of the technology we love, and who is paying for it? The answers are complex, but understanding them is the first step. Only by looking beyond convenience can we find a better way forward. So what exactly are rare earths? The name is misleading, they're not actually rare. 17 metallic elements with names like neodymium, lanthanum, and cerium make up this group. What makes them special are their unique magnetic and conductive properties. They're like vitamins for technology. A little goes a long way. Cerium polishes your smartphone screen. Neodymium creates strong, lightweight magnets for tiny motors and speakers. Rare earths are also critical for wind turbines, electric vehicles, and medical imaging machines. Without them, our world would look very different. Slower computers, stalled renewable energy, and less effective medical tech. Even catalytic converters in cars rely on rare earths to reduce emissions. They're the unsung heroes of the modern age, enabling the innovation we take for granted. As nations and companies race to build the next generation of technology, demand for these elements has skyrocketed. A single smartphone contains several rare earths, an electric car, several kilograms, a wind turbine, hundreds. This insatiable hunger has created a global rush to extract them. Once obscure, these minerals are now at the center of geopolitical and environmental debates. The world wants them, and it wants them now, but the cost of getting them is far higher than most realize. Understanding rare earths is key to understanding the true price of our technology. For decades, China has dominated the world's rare earth supply. Heavy investment in mining and processing turned China into the source of over 90% of global rare earths. This gave China enormous leverage, but at a staggering environmental price. In places like Baotou and Guangzhou, the landscape is scarred, open pits, chemical ponds, and mountains of waste. Extracting rare earths is a dirty business. Vast amounts of earth are dug up for a small yield, using toxic chemicals. For every ton of rare earths, thousands of tons of waste are generated: acidic water, heavy metals, even radioactive materials. These national sacrifice zones are so polluted that recovery seems impossible. Beijing has cracked down on illegal mining and enforced stricter regulations, but the damage is deep and lasting. Decades of unregulated mining have left wounds on the Chinese landscape, a stark reminder of the hidden environmental debt behind our tech boom. The world's gadgets come at a cost paid by distant lands and people. The scars are not just physical, they're a warning. As demand grows, so does the risk of repeating these mistakes elsewhere. The story of rare earths is a cautionary tale for the future of technology. We must learn from it before it's too late. The path from raw ore to purified rare earths is long and destructive. Open-pit mining strips away forests and soil, leaving barren landscapes. Crushing the rock releases harmful dust, endangering nearby communities. The real nightmare begins with chemical leaching. Powerful acids and chemicals are used to extract the minerals. In situ leaching, common in southern China, injects toxins directly into the earth and groundwater. separation and purification require even more chemicals, generating massive volumes of toxic and radioactive waste. For every ton of rare earths, up to 75,000 liters of acidic wastewater and a ton of radioactive residue are produced. Waste is often stored in poorly built dams or dumped into rivers, saturating the land with poison. Chemicals contaminate soil, water, and air, making agriculture impossible and water unsafe. Radioactive waste poses a threat for thousands of years. This isn't just mining, it's systematic poisoning of the earth. The environmental cost is staggering and long-lasting. For communities near rare earth mines, environmental damage is a daily reality. Once fertile fields in places like Ganzhou are now barren and toxic. Rivers run yellow or brown with chemical runoff, undrinkable and unusable for crops. Farmers face a stark choice: abandon their land or risk their health growing poisoned food. Crops absorb toxins, contaminating the food supply and endangering health. The destruction of farmland and water sources has devastated local economies. People are forced to leave their homes, tearing apart rural communities. The toxic legacy of rare earth mining has created vast dead zones. These are not just environmental problems, they are social and economic crises. Rare earth pollution doesn't stop at borders. As China tightened regulations, mining moved to countries like Myanmar, where oversight is weak. Forests are cleared, chemicals pumped into hillsides, and toxic runoff flows into rivers like the Irrawaddy. Pollution threatens millions downstream, turning local problems into regional crises. The Mekong River and its ecosystem are also at risk, affecting food and water security across Southeast Asia. Cross-border pollution creates diplomatic and social challenges. The demand for smartphones in one country can poison rivers in another. Environmental problems are rarely contained by borders, they're global. The most tragic cost of rare earth mining is human health. People living near mines breathe toxic dust, drink contaminated water, and eat poisoned food. The result: higher rates of cancer, respiratory diseases, and developmental issues in children. Radioactive waste adds another layer of danger, increasing long-term health risks. Medical bills rise, life expectancy falls, and families are forced into poverty. The social fabric of entire villages unravels as people choose between health and home. The wealth from rare earths rarely reaches those who pay the highest price. Chronic illness weakens communities, trapping them in cycles of poverty. The story of rare earths is not just environmental, it's a public health disaster. The danger is invisible, silent, and long-lasting. Future generations inherit the risks. The true cost of our technology is measured in human lives. Growing awareness of rare earth mining's cost has sparked a global search for solutions. Countries like the US, Australia, and Canada are developing their own mines with stricter standards. Scientists are working on cleaner extraction methods like bioleaching and alternatives to rare earths in products. Engineers are designing magnets and motors that use fewer or no rare earths. Recycling, urban mining, offers hope. Recovering rare earths from e-waste could reduce the need for new mining. Companies are under pressure to clean up supply chains and ensure responsible sourcing. Transparency and traceability are becoming industry standards. Progress is slow, but the shift is real. The demand for ethically sourced materials is growing. The future of technology depends on finding sustainable solutions. The smartphone in your pocket is a symbol of our interconnected world, and our disconnect from its true cost. The story of rare earths challenges us to look beyond convenience and understand the price of progress. Change requires collective effort. Governments must enforce regulations and invest in cleaner technologies and recycling. A sustainable supply of critical materials is essential for the green energy transition. Companies must take responsibility for their supply chains, demand ethical sourcing, and design for repair and recycling. The circular economy, where materials are reused, must become the new standard. Consumers have power, too. Support responsible companies, repair devices, and recycle electronics. Our choices send a message that we care about hidden costs. The challenge is great, but the path is clear. We can build a future where technology and a healthy planet coexist. That's a connection worth making. The true cost of progress is high, but so is the potential for change. The story of rare earths is still being written.